the markings that are required, the width measurements on a given rim size and so forth, but definitely a long way to go yet.
Is 5 years optimistic, pessimistic? I mean, where do we stand there?
Well, the ISO schedule for revisions is on a 5-year rotation, so at this point it looks like it's probably going to be that 5-year mark when everything is really set in. But yeah.
For the tire folks, Joel, what's your angle in all of this? What standards mean to tire manufacturers as you go about developing tires, especially on the tubeless front?
Well, so far, I mean, the end goal is consumer safety and ease and convenience. So far, like Mike had mentioned, the tire standard is not so much addressing those issues. It's more of a sizing and designations and kind of that sort of standard, whereas the standards with the teeth that are actually going to really increase and kind of get the industry on the same page, those are on a longer time frame. So like we said, these standards are on a 5-year revision period, and we're hoping that we get this done within the next 5-year revision period that begins in 2020 and ends in 2025, but that may be optimistic because it's extremely complicated.
Mike, do you think that is standards the thing, or lack thereof, the reason why, especially in the 700C realm, the road tubeless area, we have not seen a quicker adoption of the use of these kinds of tires? Is standards the missing link here, or is there something more?
Well, certainly. I mean, if you asked us, we would tell you it's because there aren't a great selection of tires at this point, but the reason we don't have a great selection of tires is possibly the lack of the standard. So yeah, the work to be done there. Not to be mistaken, there's the ETRTO side of things, and there is a road tubeless standard for rims, but it has changed between 2018 and 2019 on some minor details. So yeah, at the ISO global level, I think the holdup has been tires, and that's because of the lack of standard.
Of course, a lot of riders will just say, I just want to be faster. Do you see, if we do get a standard in place, if we all get on board, is that going to open the door for better, less rolling resistance, better performance? Is that the end game here?
Yeah, we've seen increases in performance with road tubeless. As the technology matures, I think it will become as prolific as mountain bike tubeless. So standards is a huge issue that will need to be resolved before it becomes as prolific in the market as we see mountain bike tubeless.
Hey, Mike, what should people do in between now and a standard and an understanding that we're all living under? How should we operate? Should we be riding to road tubeless? Should we be avoiding it? Should we take our best shot at it?
As prolific in the market as we see mountain bike tubeless.
Hey, Mike, what should people do in between now and a standard and an understanding that we're all living under? How should we operate? Should we be riding to road tubeless? Should we be avoiding it? Should we take our best shot at it? Mike, what should people do in between now and a standard and an understanding that how should we operate? Should we be riding to road tubeless? Should we be avoiding it? Should we take our best shot at it?
Delay test. Delay test. All right.
What was that exactly?
So it takes about 10 seconds for it to go through and come back out the audio out of YouTube. Delay test. All right.
What was that exactly?
So it takes about 10 seconds for it to go through and come back out the audio out of YouTube. Delay test. All right.
It's gonna start.
It also creates a feedback loop. So because it takes about 10 seconds for it to go through and come back out the audio out of YouTube.
Why do you want it to come back out after recording?
I normally I would not be doing this. I was just wanting to see about what the real time delay was. Seems to be
For what purpose?
just to know.
The delay between.
Talking and it showing up on YouTube in the live stream.
Oh, got it. Okay. Got it. So on one computer you're recording and on the other one you're playing it back.
Tabs, it's the same computer, but yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
I think absolutely we should be riding it. It is good technology that's out there. The manufacturers, from a rim standpoint, wheel standpoint, as well as tires, are doing our own independent testing in absence.
It's funny that he flatted so many times on Vittoria's tubeless.
Yeah.
Those are not a tire that you run tubeless in a gravelly setting.
Well, he was talking about the new Vittorias, the TLRs. But if they're talking about Christoph, he was also running 25s for Roubaix, which is just a terrible idea.
I mean, is that just because everyone else is running 28s or 30s?
30s. I mean, for how fast they do it these days, 30s seems to be what you want to go.
Yeah, so creates feedback. Are you just saying that because that's what's his face said?
That is what's his face said, but it's been a lot of the top guys have been running 30s the last few years.
How do they even run 30s on some of these bikes?
Okay, the guys on the good bikes have been running 30s.
You can fit 30s on your SL6?
The SL6 is rated for 30s, yes. Yeah, most, like, the modern, obviously, Tarmac, Roubaix, and even the yeah, it's unfortunate. But with this, I believe the System 6 is rated for a bit higher. And what about the modern Super 6?
The modern Super 6 just came out this year. You're saying
what did...
for how long?
Say again?
You're saying they've been running 30s for how long?
A while. Let's see.
They don't ride a System 6 for a fucking Paris-Roubaix.
I mean, you would want to go for the most compliant thing you can get.
Which is not a System 6.
I mean, I don't know if they would run synapses, though. That's like Cannondale's endurance frame.
No, they would run a Super 6 probably.
I mean, haven't ever seen an EF guy win Roubaix.
They're not the only ones on Cannondale. I'm not arguing for Cannondale. I'm just saying. You're saying everybody's running 30s, and I'm like...
The guys who at the pointy end of the race have been running bigger tires.
I'm just asking what bikes they run.
Oh,
I'm not trying to make an argument.
Let's see.